strength versus endurance, the risk versus reward, or the payoff. You can have one or you can have the other, but you can't have both. Let's talk about it. Now, I know I'm probably going to get some people that disagree with me, but just hear me out here. Hear me out here. And the reason I want to talk about this is because something that I've been experiencing lately. I've kind of self-identified as a hybrid athlete now. I know that's a big trendy word that's going on now, and you see it a lot on YouTube a lot now. But I've always kind of lifted weights. That's kind of my background. I grew up playing sports and I lifted weights, and I kind of fell in love with it. So I've been doing that for years. For about 12 years now, I've been lifting weights. But just recently, in the past 2 or 3 years, I started running. So I guess that makes me a hybrid athlete, I guess, if that's what you want to call it. I don't know. I guess the definition of a hybrid athlete is anybody that performs, 2 different disciplines. It could be running, it could be lifting, it could be swimming, biking, whatever it is. It's technically a hybrid athlete. I don't know. Y'all let me know. What's y'all's definition of a hybrid athlete? And also, I want to know, do you need to compete in those disciplines for it to be considered, you to be considered a hybrid athlete? Because if you're just doing one, occasionally, then technically I don't really think you're a hybrid athlete. But if you do it and you're consistently in your training, I'm running every week and working out, but I'm competing in some races and some triathlons and stuff, but I'm not necessarily competing in any weightlifting events. So does that make me a hybrid athlete? I don't know. Oh well, I'm getting off track here. But strength versus endurance, I want to talk about this because when I did my bench press, when I did dumbbell, I was doing dumbbell bench press, how I started my workout, and I picked up on my top set, I picked up the 120-pound dumbbells, and I did them twice for the first time in years. I haven't picked up the 120s in a long time, and that's just because I hadn't been strong enough to lift them. I am getting a little bit stronger because I'm not training for any races right now, so I've been putting on a little bit more weight, more strength. So I picked up the 120s, I got them twice, and I was super pumped for it, and it made me realize that I'm not nowhere near as strong as I used to be, because I used to work out with those. I could rep them out, probably 10 times. I used to rep them out because I was a lot stronger. I weighed a little bit more. But the difference between me then and me now is then I couldn't run a mile. Now I can run plenty of miles. You know what I'm saying? There's a difference. So there's a payoff. Yeah, if you want to be strong, if you want to train for strength, then you can do that and you can be really good at that. But you're probably not going to be good at running as well, or good at another discipline. We'll just use running and weightlifting for this example, but it applies to all. So that comes to my philosophy is you can't have both. You can have one or the other, but you can't have both. But there is a scenario where you can have both. You're just going to be average at both of them. You're not going to be great at one or the other. So yes, you can be a hybrid athlete. That's what I do. But I'm not great at weightlifting, and I'm not great at running. I'm pretty average at both. And that's because I do both, and I would say I'm above average at both. So you can do both really good, but you're not going to be great at either one of them. So it just kind of depends on what your goals are. If you want to be a 2:30 marathoner, then you're probably going to put most of your focus into running, which is going to make your weightlifting fall off. So if you're running 2:30 marathons, that's great. And you can still weightlift while you do that. But you're not going to be super strong. Let's be honest. If you're running 2:30 marathons, you're not going to be outlifting, any power lifters or anything like that. You're not going to be as strong as you could if you just did weightlifting. So there's just a payoff. And it depends on what you're going for, what you're training for at the time. So if you want to be a world-class strongman or world-class powerlifter, you can do that. And you can be really strong and be really good at weightlifting. But you're not going to be running no 3-hour marathon. Let's just be honest. You're not going to be doing it. Now, don't get me wrong. There are some freaks out there. There are some exceptions to the rule, I know. But for most people, 99% of people, you can have one or the other. You can be really, really good at one or the other, or you can be just good at both. So it just depends on what you're going for. I think most hybrid athletes just want to be good at both. They want to run pretty fast, they want to run far, and lift heavy weights. And that's kind of my goal. That's where I'm at right now. Depending on what I'm training for, so mine changes. So if I'm going to sign up for a race, then during that training block, I'm going all in on that one race. Whatever that is, that's what I'm training for. So ultra marathon, I'm doing mainly running and getting the weightlifting when I can get it in. And my weightlifting is going to suffer during this time. I'm going to get weaker, probably going to lose some muscle, probably going to lose some weight, and that's just part of it. So don't try to do both is what I'm saying. I say all this to say, don't try to be great at both. figure out what your goal is and focus mainly on that one. If you just want to do both, then that's okay. But just know you're not going to be the strongest person in the gym, and you're not going to be the fastest person, running on the track or running out wherever you're running. You're not going to be. You can't be both unless you're just a freak athlete. And those do exist every now and then, and that's why they're professional athletes. But yeah, so depending on what you want to do, one of your disciplines is going to suffer. And when I did the 120s, it made me realize, I thought about this for some reason. I was like, yeah, I can do the 120s for 2 now, which is great, and I'm super pumped about that. But what I'm even more excited about is I can do the 120s and I can go run 10 miles if I really wanted to. I could probably go run a marathon today if I really wanted to. And that's something that I couldn't say back then when I was repping out the 120s. I couldn't do that running. Now I can do both. So I'm more well-rounded, and that's kind of what I'm going for now than what I did then, because then I didn't enjoy running. Like back then I didn't want to run. I didn't like running. I liked working out, so that's what I did, and I excelled at it. I was good at it for my size. But now I found a love for running, so I practice running too. So I do a little bit of both. But I'm not as strong as I used to be, and I'm not as fast as I want to be because I'm still weightlifting so much. So like if I want to get faster, I can, but I'm just kind of to dial back my weightlifting a little bit and put more of that focus on running. So run more often. Like right now I'm only weightlifting 3 days a week and I'm running 3 days a week. So if I want to get faster running, then I may need to bump that up to, 5-6 days a week of running and tone my weightlifting down. So that's just kind of what you got to do, or vice versa. If you want to get stronger, maybe tone my running back a little bit, add some calories in my meal plan and do it that way. So when it goes to your goals, just know that you're not going to excel at both. You're going to have to pick one or the other, or you're just going to be, decent at both if that's what you're going for. And that's okay. That's okay for a lot of people. Like that's honestly where I'm sitting at right now. I'm just decent at both. And I'm cool with that right now until I decide, what I'm going to train for next. And then whatever that goal is, I'm going to, go all in on that goal for that time period. And then when that's over, then I'm going to get back to my normal, training of weightlifting and running. So yeah, that's what I just want to talk about. Also, one of my squats, like I used to get up to like 405 on squats. Now, I wouldn't even think about putting 405 on the bar. I would probably fall under the bar if I put 405 on there. Like, now I only work out with like 275 max. But the difference now is I'm getting really, really deep, like full range of motion. I'm going all the way down until my butt touches literally the back of my legs, like my ankles. I'm getting full range of motion, and the most I really do is 275. Yeah, I could do 315 if I really wanted to, but I haven't been doing it just for, safety purposes, so I don't injure myself, because I want to be able to run. Like I don't want to just destroy my legs because I still want to run. So there's some payoff there. Like I can't get my legs as strong as I want them because I still want to be able to, run the next day and they're not be super sore and tired and possibly injured. So I choose not to do it. Could I do more weight on the squat? Yeah, I definitely could, but I'm trying to be smart about it as I get older, because injuries tend to happen as you get older. So that's what you just gotta be smarter about it. You gotta balance out your training. If you try to do both, balance them out pretty good to something that works for you. Don't try to do too much, and don't try to overdo it, because you're gonna get injured, and then when you get injured, you're not gonna be able to do either one of them. So you might as well dial it back a little bit to where you got a good consistent training where you can do both, you're still enjoying it, and your body can recover. Because if your body's not gonna recover, you're gonna get injured at some point, period. So recovery is key. Figure out a split that works for you. If you can train if you can do 2 days, 6 days a week, and you're good, then do it. I did it for a while. Like when I was doing my Ironman, I was doing 2 days, 7 days a week for, I don't know, almost a whole year. I did that. But I was super, super conditioned. Like I was in the best shape of my life. I was a little bit younger. Well, like 3 years ago, I was a little bit younger. So I recovered a lot better, and I took recovery serious. So I was getting in the ice bath, making sure I was eating a ton of food, stretching, doing the things I needed to do to recover my body. But that was only for a time period. I didn't continue doing that. That's not sustainable. I can't do that forever. I only did it because I was training for an Ironman. And so I can do it for those short periods of time when I'm training for something, because I know that period's going to end. Like that's not sustainable forever. Like when I did my ultra, I was running 6 days a week, working out 3 days a week. So I was doing 2 days, three days a week on the days I worked out and ran. And on the weekends were my long runs. So I was running, 20, 30 miles on the weekend, easy. And and then I took my off day on Monday. But I'll still, allowing my body to recover. I toned my workouts back. Like I wasn't training near as hard because I wanted my body to be able to recover because I knew I was running a lot more. I was putting a lot more volume on my body. So that's what I had to do. So that's what I'm gonna leave y'all with today. Just know when it comes to hybrid training, if you do both, you're probably gonna be kind of good, average, maybe above average of both, but you're not gonna be great. You're not gonna excel at one or the other because there is a payoff. When you're focusing on one, you're not focusing on the other. So it's a risk, not a risk versus reward, but they counterbalance each other. So depending on what your goals are, you may have to change that around. You may have to, if you want to run a marathon, you may have to cut your weight training way back and focus all your training on marathon for that time period. And then maybe you want to get stronger after that, and then shift your focus back to being stronger. And that's okay. That's kind of what I do. Because like after every one of my big preps, I always lose a lot of weight and lose a lot of strength. So after my big preps, I always go back to going hard in the gym, working out, putting some size back on, and getting stronger. Because at the end of the day, like weightlifting is kind of my background. That's what I really love to do. I love to get in the gym and throw some weight around. Even though I'm not as strong as I used to be, but I still love doing it. I still enjoy it. It's part of like, how I come up into the fitness. So that's kind of like my my bread and butter. I like it a lot. So yeah, I hope y'all have a great day. Hope y'all are getting after it, training, hybrid training, whatever you're doing. Set you a goal, sign up for a race, do it, challenge yourself. It'll be worth it, I promise, once you get done. And just enjoy the process. And y'all go get after y'all's goals this year. I love y'all. Y'all have a great day. Peace, love, protein. We out.